Have you ever wondered if a single act of kindness could unravel a life built on lies and force a powerful woman to confront the daughter she left behind? A black old man, witnessing a wealthy young woman's public humiliation after she forgot her wallet, quietly steps forward and pays her $73.50 gas station debt without expecting anything in return. With one quiet act of kindness, he turned her humiliation into gratitude. Can you imagine? If you love interesting stories like this that expose the truth, please give this video a thumbs up and tell us in the comments section where in the world you are watching this video. And also do well to smash that subscribe button. 2:47 a.m. a red Ferrari slid into the all-night gas station, its engine a low growl in the sleeping silence. A young woman, Chloe, stepped out into the cool air, exhausted from a long night. Her perfect evening shattered into a million pieces when she reached into her bag. Nothing. No wallet. No phone. Panic, cold and sharp, shot through her. Inside the bright station, a clerk named Dave watched her with a bored, suspicious glare. "You gonna pay for that gas, lady?" I forgot my wallet," Chloe stammered, her cheeks burning. "I can come back tomorrow. I swear." Dave laughed, a harsh, ugly sound. "Right? I've seen your type. I'll show. No real money. You think this is a charity?" Chloe felt the eyes of the few other customers. She felt small, trapped. For the first time in her privileged life, she was utterly, completely helpless. Then, a calm voice cut through the tension. "How much does she owe?" They both turned. The man was black, maybe in his 50s, wearing worn work clothes. His hands were rough, but his eyes were kind. $73.50, Dave said, his tone shifting from aggressive to surprised. Without a word, the man pulled out a worn, taped-up leather wallet. He counted out the exact amount in crumpled bills, ones, fives, a 20. He placed the money on the counter. Chloe was stunned. "Sir, you don't have to." "It's done," he said softly. "Everyone needs help sometimes." He turned to leave. "Wait!" Chloe's pride flared. She couldn't be in debt to him. She scribbled her address on a napkin. A mansion in the exclusive Hillsborough Heights. "Come here tomorrow. I'll pay you back 10 times what you gave me. I don't need charity." The man looked at the address, then back at her. He didn't seem impressed. He just smiled, a little sadly. "That's kind, but I didn't do it for the money." He pocketed the napkin and walked away into the night, leaving Chloe alone with her shame and confusion. 3 days later, Marcus was hauling his landscaping equipment through the grand gates of a Hillsborough Heights estate. He stopped cold. There it was, the red Ferrari. He couldn't believe it. What are the odds? He was just starting his work when the mansion's front door flew open. Chloe stood there, her eyes wide. "You, miss?" Marcus nodded, not stopping his work. Minutes later, she returned, thrusting a thick envelope at him. $735. "Just like I promised. Take it and go." Marcus set down his tools. "I told you. I didn't do it for the money. Everyone does everything for money. Just take it." "I can't," he said gently. "Your property manager hired me for a 6-month contract. Taking money from you wouldn't be right." Before she could argue, the housekeeper, Rosa, appeared. "Miss Chloe, your lunch is ready." "Not now, Rosa," Chloe snapped. But Marcus turned to Rosa with a warm smile. "Afternoon, ma'am. I'm Marcus. I'll be taking care of the grounds." "It's a pleasure, Mr. Marcus," Rosa said, smiling back. "You do good work." Chloe watched, bewildered. She'd never seen anyone treat the staff like real people. She slammed the door. But for the next 2 weeks, Marcus could feel her watching him from the windows. He learned the rhythm of the house. Chloe's mother, Elizabeth, was a tech titan, almost never home. Chloe kept strange hours, coming and going at all times. But every single afternoon at 3 p.m., she would go into the vast backyard and sit on an old, simple wooden swing set. It looked completely out of place among the marble and roses. One hot afternoon, as Marcus worked near the swings, he started to talk. Not to Chloe directly, but to the air. "I knew a little girl once," he said, his hands in the dirt. "She had the whole world, but felt like she had nothing. Her daddy was gone. Her mama was so busy holding the world together, she forgot her little girl was falling apart." Chloe had stopped swinging. She was listening. "So the girl got angry," Marcus continued. "Real angry. She thought if she was loud enough, wild enough, maybe her mama would finally notice her." He stood up to leave. "What happened?" Chloe's voice was small, almost a child's. Marcus turned. "That's a story for another day." The next afternoon, she was waiting. "So, what happened to the girl?" Marcus smiled. "She met someone who saw right through all that anger to the hurt inside. And they loved her anyway." "That's a stupid story," Chloe said, but her voice wasn't mean. "Maybe," Marcus agreed. It was then he noticed the bandages on her wrists, peeking out from her sleeves. Without a word, he walked to his truck and came back with a first aid kit. He pulled out a band-aid covered in cartoon princesses. "Here," he said. "These work better." "That's for kids," Chloe said. "Sometimes we all need to be kids," Marcus replied. Her fingers trembled as she took it. "Why do you have these?" He was quiet for a long time. "I had a daughter, Sarah. She would be about your age now. She loved these. Said they had magic powers." His voice grew soft. "She had leukemia. Fought for 3 years. Bravest girl I ever knew." Chloe's heart broke for him. "Your wife, gone. She left when it got too hard." He looked out at the garden. "But I stayed. Right until the end. Sarah made me promise to keep helping people. Said her band-aids were too important to waste." Tears welled in Chloe's eyes. She carefully placed the princess band-aid over one of her cuts. It was the most beautiful thing she'd ever worn. "Thank you, Marcus," she whispered. It was the first time she'd said his name. That evening, Elizabeth Richardson's jet landed early. Her assistant had reported strange expenses, daily landscaping at her home, ordered by Chloe. She found her daughter not at a party, but at the kitchen island, surrounded by textbooks. She was actually studying. "Mom, I thought you were in Tokyo," Chloe said, startled. Plans changed. Elizabeth's eyes then fell on a thick envelope of cash on the counter. Her blood ran cold. "Chloe, what is this?" "It's nothing." "Don't lie to me." Elizabeth snatched the envelope, finding the cash and a note from Chloe. "For your kindness." "Who is this for? Who are you paying?" Elizabeth's mind raced to worst-case scenarios. "It's for the landscaper," Chloe shouted, her anger exploding. "I'm trying to pay him back because he helped me when I was in trouble, and he won't take it." Elizabeth listened, skeptical, as Chloe told her about the gas station. In Elizabeth's world, no one did anything for free. "I want to meet this man." The next morning, Marcus arrived to find a sleek black car in the drive. Elizabeth emerged with Chloe, who looked terrified. "Mr. Williams," Elizabeth said, her voice like ice. "I understand you've been generous with my daughter." Marcus remained calm. "Just trying to help, ma'am." "Everyone wants something," Elizabeth stated. "What's your price to stay away from her?" 10,000? 20? The words hung in the air, a brutal slap. "Mom, stop!" Chloe cried. "You want to know why he won't take the money?" Chloe's voice shook with rage. Because his daughter died. She died of cancer, and his wife left him, and all he has is this stupid, beautiful need to help people. That's why he helped me. That's why he gives me these. She held up her wrist, showing the princess band-aid. The fight drained from Elizabeth. She looked from her daughter's raw, tear-streaked face to Marcus's calm, hurt eyes. Everything I did was to get you to notice me. Chloe sobbed, years of pain pouring out. The crashed cars, dropping out of school. I just wanted my mom. Elizabeth stood frozen, seeing the desperate little girl behind the anger for the first time in 15 years. Marcus's quiet voice broke the silence. Mrs. Richardson, he said, you've built an empire, but you're about to lose the most important thing you have. He nodded at Chloe. And all the money in the world won't buy her back. Elizabeth looked at her daughter. Truly looked at her, and her own walls crumbled. Chloe, she whispered, her voice breaking. I'm so sorry. For the first time in over a decade, Chloe let her mother hug her. 6 months later, Elizabeth sat in a university auditorium, her phone off. Beside her sat Marcus, wearing a new suit with a princess pin on his lapel. Chloe Richardson, the dean announced. Elizabeth's heart swelled as her daughter, beaming, crossed the stage. She had her degree in psychology. More importantly, she had found herself. After the ceremony, in their backyard, now more vibrant than ever, Chloe made an announcement. I got a job at Oakland Children's Hospital, working with families of sick kids. Marcus's eyes filled with tears. Sarah taught me something through you, Chloe said, taking his hand, that even in the darkest times, a small act of love can change everything. Later, Chloe sent Marcus a photo from the hospital. She was placing a princess band-aid on a little boy's arm. The text read, Sarah's magic is still working. Thank you for teaching me how to pass it on. Marcus showed Elizabeth the photo. You know the most amazing part? She said. You paid $73.50 for gas, and it saved us both. Marcus smiled, watching Chloe laugh in the garden. Best investment I ever made. And in a hospital room, a little boy showed his mom his new band-aid. The nice lady said it has magic powers. What kind of magic, baby? His mom asked. The kind that means you're not alone, he said wisely. And his mother, for the first time in weeks, felt a flicker of hope. Because sometimes, the smallest act of love is the most powerful magic in the world.